everyone. Welcome. Can you all hear me okay? Okay. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. Welcome, everyone. This is the 67th graduation of the CHAM Pediatric Residency Program. Our agenda for this evening is to celebrate the class of 2022. Woo. If ever there was a class that deserved a celebration, this is the one. And we'll tell you why, but I think most of you already know. We're going to give out some awards, teaching awards for residents as well as faculty, and then we will be distributing the diplomas. For each resident and chief resident, when we call your name, come on up to the podium. We'll give you your diploma and a gift. We'll shake your hand, and then step over to the side where we'll take your picture, and the next person will start their receipt of the diploma at the same time, okay? After the ceremony, we're going to invite all of the graduates to come outside to the stairwell that you came up on your way in so we can take a class photo. Everybody else can proceed on back to the room where we had the appetizers and drinks, and we will have dinner and dancing after the photo, okay? All right, so let's get started. So as I said, this is the 67th graduating class of pediatric residents in the Department of Pediatrics at the Albert Einstein College of Medicine. The class of 2022 has spent 3 years developing their professional practice in an incredibly unique environment, one where we provide outstanding care to some of the country's most underserved children. And of course, they have done all of this in the context of the COVID-19 pandemic, which has impacted all 3 years of their training. Despite these challenges, they have grown into clinicians, researchers, and educators of the highest caliber. Molly, Sandra, Rhonda, and I do not really have the words to express how incredibly proud we are of every single one of you. Despite popular opinion, becoming a pediatrician is not about superhero stickers, unicorn badges, and little glitter pens. To quote one of my favorite musicals, "A dream isn't a sparkly diamond we get. Sometimes it's rough and it's not so pretty." That's true of training to be a pediatrician. The grit, compassion, and clinical skill this class has displayed in the face of an overwhelming medical and cultural crisis has been nothing short of inspiring. While working to achieve their dreams and face the pandemic, they have been fully committed to making this world a better place for the children we care for. By educating themselves, their peers, and their faculty, by bearing witness and advocating for their patients, by publicly standing up for racial justice, and by conducting research to drive policy change. We have been so lucky to be a part of your training and can't wait to see where your next steps take you in the field of pediatrics. Please join me in a round of applause for this amazing group. Of course, we have many additional people to thank who have helped along the way. Thank you to the faculty for your guidance and mentorship to all the graduates. Thank you to the parents and grandparents of these exceptional physicians for your unconditional love, for the values you instilled in them, and for trusting us to nurture them on this part of their journey to be the best pediatricians they can be. Thank you to the spouses and significant others for your unfaltering support during and after those long nights on call, your comforting words, your attentiveness, and your patience. Finally, thank you to Aileen Mendez, Shanique Medina, Tuda Salaj, and Dee Acevedo for your dedication to the program and the house staff. I'm now going to turn the mic over to Dr. Michael Cabana, Chair of the Department of Pediatrics.
Thanks, Dr. McCabe. On behalf of the Children's Hospital at Montefiore and the Department of Pediatrics, thank you and congratulations to the class of 2022. You made it. There are so many things I can thank you for in terms of what you've done for our mission. In terms of your teaching, thank you. When I talk to the medical students to ask them about what makes the pediatrics rotation so special, I'm sorry to disappoint some of the attendings here. It's not the attending lectures. It's not even the attending time alone on the wards. It's actually the teaching that they get one-on-one from the residents. In fact, there are some acting interns that love being on the overnight call because they get to spend time alone with the admitting resident. So thank you for making our pediatrics rotation the most exciting and the most popular. In terms of community engagement, somebody's late. In terms of community engagement, our department received the first Martin Luther King Service Award from the Einstein College of Medicine, thanks to your commitment and volunteerism. So thank you for pushing that part of our mission as well. In terms of research, you're always asking great questions. The last few Tuesdays and Thursdays, I've heard some great presentations in terms of resident research projects. You've presented at Research Day. You've also presented at the American Thoracic Society and other national meetings as well. So congratulations. But as physician-in-chief, what I really need to thank you for is your contributions to our clinical mission. You trained between 2019 and 2022 at an unprecedented time, as you know, in the history of medicine and the history of public health. This is a once-in-a-century pandemic, and surge after surge after surge after surge, you were always there and you went above and beyond. And this is a great event because I get to meet parents and partners, but for those parents and partners who don't fully, who haven't heard the full story, I can explain what this residency class went through. First of all, 2019 was the busiest year in the history of the Children's Hospital at Montefiore. So as interns, you walked into the busiest fall and the busiest winter season. And then, on top of that, in March, as the pandemic hits, there's hundreds of adult patients with COVID waiting in our emergency room who need to be admitted. We made the decision at that point, instead of what other hospitals were doing, which was sending our residents and pediatricians out to work on different services, we had great teams, we had great residents, we had great groups working together. So instead of sending the doctors out to the patients, bring the patients to our teams. We had great nursing partners, we had great pharmacy partners, we had great respiratory technician partners. We had a team structure that worked. And we also had help. The Department of Medicine helped us get oriented. The Department of Emergency Medicine helped triage patients that were appropriate for CHAM. And the Department of Anesthesia helped us with different codes. And each day, I remember going through that first night, we reviewed what happened the day before, and we thought about how we could improve and get better. When you look back at the outcomes, for the 200+ patients that were admitted to CHAM 10, CHAM 8, and CHAM 3, our outcomes were as good as any adult hospital around the world. So academic medical centers from Europe, the United States, South America, from China, we had outcomes. This hospital, this children's hospital in the Bronx, had outcomes comparable to world-class institutions. You should be proud of that. Our patients thank you, our institution thanks you, our community thanks you, and as the chair of pediatrics, I thank you as well. But in addition to thanking you, I also have a hope. I hope that years from now, when you look back at this service, you don't think of it as time taken away from your residency or time taken away from learning how to be a better pediatrician or a better doctor. Because when I reflect why those patients did so well, I think there were 3 things that we did really well at the Children's Hospital. You worked well in teams, interdisciplinary teams with mutual respect and cooperation. You also recognized when you needed help. So as a department, we knew when we needed help, and we had support from emergency medicine, from internal medicine, and from anesthesia. And you were also part of a culture that was continually improving, continually learning, continually trying to get better. Work in teams, recognize when you need help, and always keep learning. It's graduation day in 2022 for CHAM, but I bet if you went to graduation day in 2052 in CHAM, 30 years from now, and you talked to the residents who are graduating that day, they would be using different medicines, they would be using different diagnostic tests, the epidemiology would be different. Somebody probably will invent a vaccine for RSV, so they won't even know what bronchiolitis is. But there are some things that are timeless. They'll still be working in teams. It'll be important for them to recognize when they need help and to humbly ask for help. And it'll always be important to keep learning. You are going to have trainees in the future, whether you're going to be a fellow at CHOP in July or going to another city. And as you train your trainees in the future, I hope you pass down these timeless lessons. Work in teams, recognize when you need help, and always keep learning. So on behalf of the Department of Pediatrics, in these 3 years, you've made CHAM a much, much better place in terms of your contribution to our social mission, to our teaching, to our research, and of course, our clinical care. But more importantly, during a historic period, you came through for your community, for the patients, especially when they needed you. So thank you for what you've accomplished during this time. Congratulations, and good luck.
All right, we're going to start off with some teaching awards for the residents. We will ask you to stand up as we read your name. These are the recipients of the Leo Davidoff Teaching Award, which is awarded to those residents who have excelled in teaching their juniors, especially medical students. So Joanne Anthony Pillay. Gabby Jasmine. I'll just ask everybody to hold applause till we're done. Gina Ramirez. Mariam Boyan. Kevin Cabrera. Ray Kai. Courtney Caminiti. Dan Castellan. Joe Chapman. Tanvi Devi. Chanel Heisler. Andrea Kiblanian. Susan Kim. Michael Luke. And Donnie Schwab. This is very well deserved. Congratulations to all of you. Our next award, I think you guys saw already, but just so you all know, Dr. Michael Luke was inducted into the Alpha Omega Alpha Honor Society this year as part of the Albert Einstein College of Medicine chapter. Congratulations, Michael. And now I'm going to invite our current chief residents up to award the Fraud Award.
Good evening, everyone. Each year, residents select an outstanding medical educator for the Lewis Fraud Resident Teaching Award. This educator exemplifies the high standards of teaching and mentoring demonstrated by the award's namesake, Dr. Lewis Fraud, one of the pioneers in general pediatrics. This year, it is our absolute honor to recognize Dr. IJ Anasike. Can she stand? Where is she? She's hiding in the back. As the recipient of this prestigious award for her demonstration of teaching excellence, Dr. IJ is an assistant professor of pediatrics in the Division of Infectious Diseases at CHAM. She has been part of the family for 2 years and has already left an indelible mark on everyone with whom she works, especially the residents and fellows. She embodies the essence of patience, passion, leadership, and devotion. She always takes the time to engage trainees through her excellent teaching during rounds and often stops by the resident workroom or chief office just to check in and make sure everyone is doing okay after a tough week. Her enthusiasm is infectious. And her energy is electric. She makes learning about Strep constellatus fun and fabulous because she is just that, brilliant, fun, and fabulous. She is a true champion for residents and fellow education across the department and within the larger Montefiore and Einstein community.
Equally impressive, we're not done yet, Dr. RJ. Equally impressive is the humanistic manner in which she interacts and cares for her patients. Her empathy and professionalism shines through with each patient encounter and is evident by all trainees who work with her. She demonstrates a strong commitment to serving the Bronx community, evident by her numerous efforts to educate the families we care for throughout the COVID-19 pandemic. She is a true advocate for health equity through action. Through the Leadership, Engagement, and Diversity in Education and Residency Committee, she continues to provide invaluable mentorship for residents and trainees. She serves as an exemplary role model and leader for so many of us, and for that, we are incredibly grateful. Thank you, Dr. IJ, for all that you do. Thank you for sharing your time, your expertise, your energy, and your jokes, and for providing us, and I mean all of us, with such an inspiring example to follow.
Okay, I can sit down now? Can I just say one thing? I want to say thank you so much. Now I know why my boss told me to come tonight. Thank you so much.
Dr. Schechter and Dr. Azzaroni, would you like to come on up? It really wouldn't be a pediatric event without some kids.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. First of all, congratulations to our graduates. We're so proud of you and really amazing what you've done in these last 3 years. It's, as we heard, unprecedented, and you're really very special. We're here to present the William Obrinsky Award for Medical Student Teaching. And this year it goes to someone who, from the moment she got here to CHAM, embraced medical student teaching like she does in everything else in her world here, with love, with joy, with expertise, and with grace. And that could be none other than Dr. Rhonda Achalonu. Rhonda is a role model in so many ways, but for medical students on our wards with Dr. Archulano, she's really someone special. And I mean, nothing speaks better than the words of our medical students. And just to read a couple of comments, Dr. Archulano is the definition of an amazing teacher and attending. She clearly loves her job, and it makes everyone around her love what they do. She is very inspiring and taught me a lot in just 1 week of having her as an attending. She taught me even small things, like the importance of learning the names of parents instead of calling them mom and dad. It was little details like that that made me appreciate what an amazing attending and physician she is. And from another, I mean, there are not enough good things to say about Dr. Archulano. She is capitalized really special, and I feel lucky to have worked with her. A few days of working with her, working together with her inspired me beyond measure. Warm, professional, approachable, clear, the best of the best. Can't say it any better than that.
Just a few more words, because I think a lot of you get to know what Dr. Archulano does in the walls of CHAM. But what you don't realize is all the amazing things that Dr. Archulano has done at Einstein, advocating and improving the education and the quality of the experience at Einstein for students from their first year until they graduate. Dr. Archulano has been on the executive committee for the medical school. She is one of the committee members that works on the clinical skills assessment that helps guide and train and give feedback to all the students on their clinical skills. And then most impactfully, perhaps, is her work with the PISA committee. And I am on that committee, and I still struggle trying to remember what it stands for. But the bottom line is it works on evaluating the programs that Einstein offers and continually improving the curriculum based on feedback from the students. And that has been Rhonda's tour de force at Einstein, and it has been inspirational to be a member of that committee and see the changes that she has made there and the legacy that she has left for years to come. And for all of that, we thank you and we love you.
Don't run away yet, Rhonda. So some of you know that Dr. Rhonda Archulano is also our Vice Chair for Education and has been particularly important in our department over the last several years. She is moving to bigger and better things in July. So we did want to take this time to honor her with some thanks. So we made a video.
Oh my God. Are you kidding me?
We're very sneaky people.
Hi, Rhonda. It's really hard to overstate how much of an impact you've had on your time at CHAM. You've been an amazing clinician, teacher, mentor, and friend. And rather than give a long speech, we thought you should hear from people all throughout the institution what you've meant to them and what a difference you've made.
Congratulations on your new job.
Rhonda, you really inspire us and you've taught us so much. I love how you bring so much joy to work, and it's been great working with you for the past year.
Thank you so much for all of your enthusiasm at our division meetings, and I look forward to spending some time working with you shortly before you leave, as I know you bring such enthusiasm to patient care as well.
Thank you so much. I feel so lucky to have been able to work with you over the past 2 years, and I've learned so much from you and how you communicate with families and residents and other things. We're going to miss you.
Hi Rhonda, it's Liz. I just want to say I'm going to really miss working with you here at CHAM, and thank you so much for all you've done to elevate everything around education in our Department of Pediatrics. I know you're going to be great at your next chapter, and I know also that we'll still see each other around New Rochelle, and I wish you only the best because you deserve it, and keep smiling, and I look forward to continuing our friendship. Good luck, and I hope you have some well-deserved time off.
Dr. Archulano, where do I begin? Thank you so much for all that you've done as the Vice Chair for Education at CHAM. You really have left an amazing impact on so many levels of learners, including pre-med, UME, GME, and faculty. Really, you have been an amazing advocate, a champion, and an amazing role model. I'm so sad to see you go, but I wish you all the best in the next chapter of your career, and I can't wait to see all the amazing things you do in this public health sphere and the impact you have for so many children. Best of luck, and see you soon.
Rhonda, the easiest way for me to express myself is to say that even though I'm older than you, all I want to be when I grow up is just like you. Thanks for teaching us how much one person can do, change, and achieve. You have been such an incredible clinician, educator, friend, mentor, and colleague. We are going to miss you so much. We love you, Rhonda.
Dr. Archulano, I have learned so much from you. You are a caring physician, empathetic leader, and brilliant teacher. You always create an environment on the floors that promotes learning and always made me feel supported, while at the same time pushing me to grow as a resident and a clinician. Your enthusiasm is infectious, and it has been a joy to work with you and to learn from you. Thank you for being a role model and an inspiring mentor. I wish you all the success in your new role.
Dear Rhonda, you are an impressive individual. You are a dynamo, a positive ray of sunshine, and you have made such a lasting impact in the pediatric department at CHAM. You have accomplished so much as an innovative leader, educator, and mentor to residents and all trainees. You are an outstanding pediatrician. I have learned so much from you, especially how to practice cultural humility. It's been a joy working with you on the Education Committee. I will miss you, and I wish you all the best in your new role. Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Dr. Archulano, on your new position. I just want to say thank you so much for all of the education that you've given us, especially teaching me exactly how to treat asthma versus bronchiolitis during the early times of intern year. We love you, we'll miss you, and we hope to see you around. Thank you so much.
Hey, Dr. Archulano. I wanted to say, first off, congratulations on your new position. And secondly, I just wanted to say thank you so much for all that you've done for the fellows, residents, and everyone at CHAM. And in particular for me, being such a great sponsor, mentor, and a support system. So thank you so much. There are not many faculty members that look like me, so it's just great to have someone there to really support me. I know that we're going to stay in touch, so this is not goodbye, this is a see you later.
Hi Rhonda. I heard a lot of amazing things about you as a resident, but didn't get to experience it firsthand until working with you at CHAM. I'm so appreciative of your investment in leadership and education, and I thank you for helping me become a better and more effective educator. I wish you all the best in the next steps, and I'm going to really miss you.
There are way too many things to say about how much I've come to love and respect Rhonda, and how much I will miss her as she goes on to this new adventure in her life. If I think back on a few things that I have come to love and respect and that I've learned from her, is to always have grace and tenacity in standing up for the things you believe in, whether that's our patients, our friends, our colleagues, our communities, or social justice at large. Those are some of the things that I've loved the most about Rhonda, that I respect the most about Rhonda, and that I hope that I will be able to carry forward once she is no longer with me every day. And in final words, Rhonda, this is so not goodbye, because you are a permanent member of my squad, and I love you and I wish you all the best.
Thank you, Dr. Achelanu, for the last 3 years. You've been one of the most influential attendings and amazing mentors, and we'll really miss you, but are glad that you're staying around and will still be on the floors.
Rhonda, from the moment you stepped into CHAM, you've been an inspiration to me and to all of us. I have learned so much from you from all these years. I'm going to miss you, but I know we'll keep in touch in years to come. Thank you and good luck.
Hi, Dr. Achelanu. Just want to say thank you so much for everything that you've done for us. I consider myself extremely lucky that I finally got to be on service with you at the end of this year. I learned a ton, not just about how to be a great clinician, but also how to be a great leader and a teacher. I felt really supported, and I just really appreciate everything that you do. We're going to miss you so much.
Hi Rhonda, how are you? I just wanted to take this opportunity to say thank you for everything. It's bittersweet to be sending you this message because I know it means that you're on your way to bigger and better pastures, to be the amazing bright star that you are, to continue shining. And I'm sure that we are losing a star, but I feel like I've been blessed to have had the opportunity to see you, to meet you. Thank you for making my time here at Montefiore as a new faculty here such a seamless process and comfortable. Thank you for letting me be my very best and my authentic best. I wish you all the best, and please keep in touch, otherwise I'll have to do my Nigerian style and stalk you.
Dr. Achelanu, where do I begin? You are an amazing human being. You've been an amazing mentor, an amazing friend, an amazing colleague. I say all the time out loud to many people that you are who I wish to be when I grow up. It has been an honor and a pleasure working with you, and I wish you nothing but the absolute best on your future endeavors. CHAM was so lucky to have you, and it will be some really hard shoes to fill. Love you so much.
Rhonda, there's not enough time on this little video to thank you for everything that you have done for us at CHAM, so I wanted to focus on the most important thing. Thank you for inspiring us. Thank you for inspiring us to be better educators, to be better pediatrician, and most importantly, to be better people. We are all miles ahead of where we would have been if you had not joined us. So thank you again, and we will miss you.
There are countless things I could say I absolutely adore about Dr. Achelanu. For me, she has been the quintessential role model in how to not just, I think, begin to address these incredibly complex and challenging issues of diversity and inclusion, and what does that look like in learning environments and in healthcare, but also how do you actually begin to address them in concrete and truly actionable ways. And I think that has been such an important example, not just for me, but I know for countless others. Something else that I just absolutely have admired for so long about her is how much she values and recognizes the importance of truly who we are as people and whole people, and all of the roles we may have at different times in our lives, and not just as physicians, obviously not just as trainees, but all of the many hats we wear. And she has always been so, I think, adamant about how you are working to support yourself and your loved ones and those around you in that way. And so that has been such an invaluable example for me, and I am beyond grateful for her for that. I've told her many times, but I am telling her again in this video, thank you for who you are and what you've done and all that you will continue to do, and wishing you all the best in your next steps, and can't wait to see what that brings for you. Love you.
So I'm a really ugly crier, and this night is not about me, it's about the graduates, so I'm gonna be very quick. Thank you all so much. It is, I'm trying to look at my husband who always makes me not cry, so make me not cry right now. There he is, okay. I was once told by a really amazing woman, who's now the vice president of a hospital down in DC, you can do all things, but you can't do all things at the same time. And I am currently changing roles because right now the role I need to focus on is mom. I feel like I can't be an amazing hospitalist and vice chair for education and do all the things I really want to do at CHAM while also trying to take care of 3 little people at home. So for that reason, I need to change roles. But that also means that I will come back. I will be around, and CHAM is still so much a part of me. And I thank you all for making my time and making my time as part of the CHAMily so absolutely amazing. And you're all stuck with me, so thank you all so much.
All right, I promise no more surprises from here on out. I would like the rising chiefs to come up. And we are now going to turn our focus to the graduates.
Wow, that's going to be hard to follow. That was beautiful. All right, we just want to say a few words. We're really excited to be here. I'll get started. All right. We're here to celebrate our graduation from residency. I don't think anyone with an ounce of optimism could have predicted how the last 3 years unfolded. Now that we're here on the other side, everyone except Chanel, we'd like to take a collective moment and reflect on the journey we shared together. Intern year started as most intern years do, a whirlwind of admissions, discharges, deliveries, and resp checks. A successful day was when we remembered the code to the CHAM 9 bathroom before suffering from overflow incontinence. We got to know each other in the beautiful before times, recognize the bottom half of each other's faces, as well as see a few ear infections and strep throats before those disappeared. Little did we know the year would end with rest checks of a different kind and much longer past medical histories for our patients. As the various waves of COVID continue to shatter our healthcare system well into second and third year, we leaned on each other and got through it together. At a time when social interaction was often limited to screens and phone calls, we depended on each other to laugh, joke, cry, and metaphorically hug with the only people who understood what we were going through. 2 a.m. dance parties turned from a much-needed energy boost to cathartic experiences, and the term Tasties Run felt more like a soul-cleansing pilgrimage to the outside world than a walk across the street for a smoothie. And now, after the first wave and second wave and third wave, to be third-year residents together, managing the floors, holding down the fort at night, and growing into the pediatricians we could only imagine when beginning on July 1st, 2019.
As we are about to go out into the world to fellowships and jobs, at least everyone except us, we reflect back on the many who made this possible. On behalf of our co-residents, we express deep gratitude to all the patients and families who have trusted us with their care. We also thank all the family and friends who have been there for us these past 3 years and through several decades of schooling. A huge thank you to the outgoing chiefs, Gabby, Joe, Lisa, and Gina, who ran the first year of academic half day, made sure the chocolate never runs dry, and just overall have done a ton of work to make the year run smoothly and to advocate for the residents. Thank you also to all of the faculty and all of the staff at CHAM. And a special thank you to Dr. Cabana and to our program directors. Dr. McCabe, thank you for your fearless leadership over the past 3 years. You do so much work, both visible and behind the scenes, to make our residency program what it is, from recruitment to graduation and everything in between. We appreciate all that you do for us. And Dr. Broder, you welcomed us from the start during intern orientation and have continued to be a huge source of support over the past 3 years. From advice about our goals as residents to tips about the best TV shows, you are always there for us with warmth, humor, and a good story.
And this is where I step in. Dr. Braganza, aka Dr. B. I speak for all of us in the social pediatrics program when I say how fortunate we are to have such a dedicated, inquisitive leader and someone that encourages us to put the humanity of our patients in the South Bronx first. Thank you for the support and the love over the past 3 years, and I'm thankful for the fact that I get one more additional year with you. and to the class of 2022, there's truly no group of people we would rather have been with for the past 3 years than these amazing co-residents. In good times and bad, in the hospital and out, we have learned from each other, supported each other, made snarky comments with each other, and become, as they say, a chamly. We cannot wait to see all that you accomplish. Congratulations.
All right. Getting more and more speeches up here. So we will now award diplomas to the chief residents who are graduating. It's hard to explain the enormous challenge our 2021-2022 chief residents, also known as Jazzagals, faced when they stepped into their roles last June. The normal chief resident responsibilities involve scheduling 85 individuals for an entire year, including over 2,500 clinic sessions, 400 conferences. They represent the residency program at all kinds of meetings throughout the hospital, provide nice nightly check-ins, moral support at all hours, pizza and candy, as you guys have heard already. On top of this, they came into their chief year in the second year of the pandemic and all the complexity that entails. Their biggest task was working with the program leadership to make sure that academic half-day was a success. I think we can all agree they achieved this with tenacity, grace, flexibility, thoughtfulness, and a full array of snacks for all possible dietary needs. Throughout the year, they continually kept the residents at the front of their thoughts and advocated for them all the time. The spring has brought a clear focus and commitment to setting up the upcoming chiefs for success and continuing to move the program forward. Molly, Sandra, and I really can't thank you enough for the countless ways, big and small, you've enriched the residency program and our lives. We're going to miss you terribly, both as individuals and as a group. Dr. Joanne Anthony Pilla came to us from our own Albert Einstein. Come on up, Joe. From our own Albert Einstein College of Medicine. We are so fortunate to have had Joanne as our social pediatrics chief this past year. As a resident, Jo excelled as an organized, bright, efficient, and caring physician who was appreciated for her enthusiasm and ability to keep morale high on her pediatric teams. She has brought the same commitment to her role as chief resident this past year. Joanne has been an extraordinary clinician caring for her patients with dedication and empathy. Her patients at our outpatient clinical practice have been thrilled to have had her as her physician for the past 4 years. She has brought her excellence in clinical care to her role as an educator and has engaged learners to think critically and incorporate social medicine into action. Joanne has been a true leader and role model for the entire residency program, keeping our teams engaged, optimistic, and many times well-fed, since Joanne also happens to be an extraordinary baker. In the words of one of her own peers, Joanne has been a leader and role model for the entire residency program. Her exemplary clinical and teaching skills would undoubtedly serve her well as she joins Northwell Health System as an academic general pediatrician. Thank you and congratulations, Joanne. Dr. Lisa Goto unfortunately isn't here. She made a point of telling us she does not have COVID, but she does not feel well. She's a graduate of Drexel University School of Medicine and was identified as a potential chief resident early on in her training. As a resident, she was described by faculty and peers this way: Lisa's competency, intelligence, and confidence creates an environment of learning and excellent patient care. She is well known for impromptu teaching sessions on rounds. Her incredible ability to know the name of seemingly every person who works in the hospital, as well as remember their previous conversations, is an inspiration. She is an excellent teacher and colleague. As a chief, she carried this excellence forward and was superb at making sure that residency-related decisions were made in a thoughtful way with a clear rationale. Her leadership and teaching skills continued to blossom this year as chief. Although she came into residency planning to be a cardiologist, we wish Lisa all the best as she heads down to Children's National Medical Center to pursue fellowship in pediatric critical care medicine. Thank you and congratulations, Lisa. Dr. Gabrielle Jasmine came to CHAM after graduating from Toro College of Osteopathic Medicine in New York. It's hard to sum up Gabby's myriad stellar qualities. Gabby is a superb advocate for her patients who combines excellent clinical abilities with an advanced ability to communicate with patients, advocate for them, and function as a healer and leader to her peers. Her teaching evaluations from this year have also been laudatory, stating she is always up to date. Whenever we faced a new challenge, she would mention the conclusions of a new study, and her teaching was always easy to remember and understand. Another described her as fierce advocate for her patients and the community, shines as a leader, excellent rapport with faculty, peers, and support staff. We have certainly benefited from her chairing the Leader Committee this year, which has been instrumental in helping our program progress into a more diverse, equitable, inclusive home for future pediatricians. Gabby is venturing south, but not too far, to become an emergency department pediatrician at the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. Thank you and congratulations, Gabby. Dr. Gina Ramirez joined us at CHAM after graduating from Emory University School of Medicine. Last year at graduation, we told you of many evaluations from attendings, peers, and medical students which described Gina as a compassionate and caring physician who is a natural team leader. It is not surprising that the residents said the same of her this year. One resident mentioned that she's a great attending on service, always making herself available, while another appreciated that Gina is very approachable, makes everyone's opinions feel valued. She has a great bedside manner and is very humble. In her role as chief, we could always count on Gina to have a thoughtful insight into our conversations and to advocate for the residents at every turn. She managed to do all this while being an incredible mom to Sierra. We will miss Gina as she heads across the country to San Francisco, where she will be a general pediatrician at Kaiser Permanente. Thank you and congratulations, Gina.
Okay, without further ado, I'm going to present the graduating residents. So as I mention your name, please come on up. You can grab your diploma and your gift and take a picture. Dr. Amy Bellick came to us from the University of Maryland School of Medicine. A pediatric ICU attending wrote an evaluation that exemplifies Amy's clinical skills throughout her 3 years with us. Amy jumps right in on a busy service. Patients were changing quickly, and there was more than the usual amount of responsibility of patient care on the residents. Amy is well prepared, intuitive, curious, and efficient. Not only has Amy impressed her attendings, but she is beloved by her peers and our social work, child life, and nursing staff. Her peers describe her as compassionate, trustworthy, hardworking, and mature. One of her interns stated, "I've observed Amy go above and beyond for patients and their families. She cares for her patients and has a great team spirit. She's an amazing role model and leader for junior residents." The Boston Children's PICU is extremely fortunate to have her join them as an ICU hospitalist this summer. Thank you and congratulations, Amy. Dr. Mariam Bouya was a gift from Johns Hopkins School of Medicine. She is a brilliant clinician and educator who is beloved by both patient and colleagues. Attendings consistently describe her as providing care at a level well above her year of training. One even said she provided better care than most, if not all, of my fellows. This quote from a hospital medicine attending from just last week really sums up everything we know about her. I've always been impressed with Mariam's intelligence, work ethic, strong communication skills, and dedication to her patients. However, during this last week together, she demonstrated her growth and was a true leader of the team in every sense of the role. As an educator, she met each learner on our team where they were and provided supportive coaching and guidance to help them develop her skills. She facilitated excellent discussions on rounds, supporting the team's understanding of diagnosis, management, and clinical reasoning. As a clinician, she demonstrated superb clinical assessments. She anticipated the patient and family needs and navigated our health system with calm and tenacity to advocate for our patients' needs. Finally, she is a wonderful colleague who brings passion and a positive attitude every day. We can't wait to see where her career takes her. For now, she will be gracing Cohen Children's Hospital as a pediatric hospitalist. Thank you and congratulations, Mariam. Dr. Mauricio Borda drove his van east to New York City after graduating from University of Illinois College of Medicine. He is a fantastic clinician who is also a passionate educator and advocate. One faculty member said he established expectations and set a tone for the team that included working hard as well as working well with each other. He has an incredibly calm demeanor, and he encouraged the team to take time to think through their patients. He goes above and beyond. One of his peers appreciated that he is thorough and always advocated for patients and their families, while another was grateful that he answered questions, helped with tasks, and made sure the interns were getting massages by the massage therapist. Finally, this comment from a medical student sums up Mauricio's strengths as a resident. Mauricio is kind and encouraging and frequently took initiative to offer feedback whenever we had a spare moment. He demonstrated the highest degree of professionalism and compassion when it came to patient interactions and set a great example for the students to follow. Mauricio also used his advocacy skills as co-chair of the Resident Wellness Committee this year, helping implement and support a number of initiatives. We are delighted that he will be staying at CHAM for fellowship in child neurology. Thank you and congratulations, Mauricio. Dr. Fran Bullard graduated from nearby New York Medical College prior to joining us at CHAM for residency. She is known for her patience and thoughtfulness as an educator and as a resident, and communicates effectively with patients and their families. In fact, her continuity clinic preceptor wrote to tell us how impressed she was with Fran's ability to respectfully and patiently navigate concerns about vaccines with a parent in her continuity clinic. Medical students look up to Fran as their team leader, saying, "Fran is an incredible senior. She was kind, exceedingly helpful, and gave me the perfect amount of both guidance as well as autonomy. I really appreciated her level-headed leadership." Additionally, Fran presented an abstract on a rare lethal seizure disorder at last year's Eastern Society for Pediatric Research. Fran will continue her training in pediatric endocrinology at Weill Cornell Medical Center. Thank you and congratulations, Fran. Dr. Kevin Cabrera bounced out of Long Island to join us from Zucker School of Medicine at Hofstra Northwell. As a resident at CHAM, Kevin demonstrated deep clinical knowledge and terrific leadership. His attendings and co-residents cite his clinical acumen, maturity, and teaching skills as strengths. They use phrases like, "would have him back on my team 1,000 times over," and "one of the best senior residents I've ever worked with." This dedication he demonstrates in the care of his patients and families is outstanding. In the words of his clinic preceptor, Dr. Cabrera is able to effectively balance patient and family needs in a culturally humble manner. He focuses on the entire patient and thinks about the cultural and familial context when developing care plans for his patients. It was an easy choice to nominate him for the APPD Advancing Inclusiveness in Medical Education Scholars Program in his second year. He continued to further develop his leadership and educational skills as a co-chair of our Leader Education Committee. Kevin has been instrumental in the development of our culturally humble care curriculum and was co-chair of our Leader Recruitment Committee. We know he is going to have incredible success as a Pediatric Emergency Medicine Fellow at CHOP. Thank you and congratulations, Kevin. Dr. Raymond Kai came to the Bronx from Rutgers Robert Wood Johnson Medical School. Ray is enthusiastic, kind, and compassionate. Attendings praise his ability to develop strong rapport with his patients and their families, as well as his patients and conflict mediation skills. His peers look forward to having him on their team, as he invariably has a positive attitude that uplifts the spirits of the residents, patients, and staff. He is a team player, always ready to help others with tasks big or small. Ray is gifted when it comes to the teaching of medical students, and we received many comments from them like this one. Ray set a fantastic example on excellence in clinical care and was eager to teach, providing excellent feedback and fantastic advice on the residency application process. And like this one, he gave the medical students many opportunities to learn and take initiative in taking care of patients. He also went out of his way to provide teaching for the students. The Bronx's loss is Philly's gain as Ray heads to the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia to be an ED pediatrician. Thank you and congratulations, Ray. Dr. Courtney Caminiti enthusiastically crossed over from Jersey to the Bronx after graduating from Rutgers, New Jersey Medical School. Courtney has developed admirably during her residency, and her performance has been typified by intelligence, patient-centeredness, and a deep commitment to learning. One of our oncology attendings described her this way: one of the strongest residents with whom I have worked, extremely capable, clinically gifted, and academically bright. Motivated to learn independently and also to teach trainees in a way that's readily accessible for all learners. Will clearly continue to achieve, and I look forward to following her career path. A peer stated she's quick, thorough, organized, knowledgeable, and laser-focused. She reflexively looks things up on the spot, topics she wants to clarify or understand more fully. She does not shy away from responsibility or pitching in when needed. Her clinic preceptor noted that she's compassionate, attentive to detail, and clearly enjoys being a pediatrician to her clinic patients. Courtney will be starting a pediatric critical care medicine fellowship at Golisano Children's Hospital in Rochester. Thank you and congratulations, Courtney. Dr. Missy Cardillo came to the social pediatrics program from New York University School of Medicine. Missy has grown to be a confident, trustworthy, organized, compassionate, kind, and empathic pediatrician. In the words of one of the faculty, Dr. Cardillo always manages to give 110% with each patient interaction. She is curious and inquisitive and has a constant desire to learn more in order to help her patients and advocate on their behalf. Her patients are lucky to have her. Over and over again, we read in her evaluations how her great attitude and personality make her an asset to all the teams she has worked with. Missy has also been an exceptional educator, committed not only to her own educational development, but also to her fellow residents and team members. In the words of one of her peers, Missy is passionate about making residents feel supported and heard. Medical students commented on how much they appreciate her helpful feedback and positivity. Not surprisingly, she was awarded a teaching commendation from the medical school. Missy has been a role model and a positive inspiration to all of us. Missy will be working as a general pediatrician at Urban Health Plan in Queens, New York. Thank you and congratulations, Missy. Dr. Daniel Castelline came down the coast of the Bronx after graduating from Frank H. Netter, MD, School of Medicine at Quinnipiac University. Daniel is widely known for his warm and caring nature. On multiple occasions, his continuity clinic preceptor lauded his inviting manner, which allows patients to open up to him with their concerns and to develop trust. He displays compassion and is insightful. He is a strong resident with excellent skills, and both residents and medical students look forward to working with him. Residents have complimented him, stating he is a very dependable and always happy to help. He communicates very clearly and has good clinical judgment. He has an amazing sense of justice and is always able to validate and advocate for his co-residents. Another commented how Daniel always made himself available to help other residents. He's extremely knowledgeable and goes the extra mile to help the team, sometimes doing work that is not even required of him to help out others. His patients really connect with him, and he is able to lower their anxiety with his calm demeanor. The children of Connecticut will be happy to have Daniel back as he is joining the Greenwich Pediatric Associates this summer. Thank you and congratulations, Daniel. Dr. Joseph Chapman made his way to the Bronx from SUNY Downstate Medical School. Joe has been a superb resident. Dr. Chapman is an excellent clinician who is able to adjust to the subspecialty approach of a patient history, exam, and differential diagnosis. He has excellent bedside manners, and he functioned as a team member from day one. One of our hospital medicine attendings commented, "Joe was an efficient, organized, calm, and confident senior. He led rounds and knew the big picture of what was happening with all the patients on the team and communicated with families during rounds after the presentation to answer questions and address concerns. He has a logical way of approaching decisions for patients." A PICU attending stated, "I was immediately impressed by his poise and maturity. He made a point of introducing himself to all the nurses and staff and quickly was integrated into the care team. He prioritized his tasks well and was very helpful in managing a critically ill patient. He is willing to participate in all aspects of patient care and capitalizes on learning opportunities. I look forward to working with him more in the future." Fortunately for all of us, we will get to do just that as Joe pursues Pediatric Gastroenterology Fellowship here at CHAM. Thank you and congratulations, Joe. Dr. Sunil Chikmagalore graduated from our very own Albert Einstein College of Medicine. Sunil shined in the clinical arena since early intern year with a performance characterized by careful and deliberate work, superior teamwork skills, and compassion. He does not shy away from taking care of complicated patients and deftly leads an inpatient team. He is invested in teaching his peers and students. This comment from one of his peers is a testament to the impact he has had on CHAM over the past 3 years. I always enjoy any opportunity in which I get to work along with or alongside Sunil. He is a consummate advocate for both patients and residents alike. He demonstrated true strength and leadership as he troubleshot a difficult patient situation and appropriately sought out ancillary support from psychiatry, the PICU, nursing staff, and co-residents. Moreover, rather than accept shortcomings or pitfalls in patient care or within the residency training program, he always strives to look for areas of improvement. For instance, he spent a great deal of time overhauling the third-year NICU rotation to improve our clinical experience. Aside from his clinical acumen and leadership skills, Sunil is simply a joy to be around. You cannot spend more than 2 minutes in his presence without laughing or groaning at his many jokes and attempts to boost morale among his peers. We are not sure whether his new fellowship program in pulmonary medicine at Texas Children's Hospital in Houston will appreciate his clinical skills or his sense of humor more. It's a tough call. Thank you and congratulations, Sunil. Dr. Lily Dang also came to us from Jersey after graduation from Rutgers, New Jersey Medical School. Lily is an engaged learner and dedicated physician with an excellent bedside manner. She has a conscientious and compassionate approach to patient care. She was described by her inpatient attendings as having a good work ethic and being very thorough with information gathering, sound clinical reasoning, and management skills. She's fostered a very collaborative team environment. Her primary care clinic preceptor states, "Dr. Dang's teaching presentations are clear, well organized, and engaging. She has performed in an excellent manner, both with video visits as well as face-to-face encounters. Olivia is so lucky to have such a fantastic mom." Lily is going to be a fantastic primary care pediatrician when she joins the Palo Alto Medical Foundation in Santa Clara. Thank you and congratulations, Lily. Dr. Tanvi Devi came back to the East Coast after graduating from A.T. Still University School of Osteopathic Medicine in Arizona. During her residency, Tanvi's performance has been typified by great clinical judgment, an excellent attitude, and wonderful interpersonal skills. One attending commented, "She provided optimal, compassionate care for every patient, communicated well with families, supported the junior members on her team appropriately, and has a solid foundation of medical knowledge. Very trustworthy and ready to practice independently." Her peers echo this assessment, saying, "Great clinical judgment, great energy, attitude, and team player." We are very happy that she's remaining close by as she starts a position as a pediatric hospitalist at Maria Ferreri's Children's Hospital in Valhalla, New York. Thank you and congratulations, Tanvi. Dr. Deanne Young graduated from University of Medicine and Pharmacy of Ho Chi Minh City and completed his fellowship in pediatric nephrology here at CHAM before joining us for residency, and so he has been impressing us for quite some time. Deanne has a broad fund of knowledge, yet is eager to expand upon it. He has been noted by his attendings to be an effective and supportive senior resident who truly cares for his patients. Nothing sums up Deanne better, however, than these comments from his peers. Deanne is so patient. Deanne is always, in capital letters, a happy and involved resident. Even when he is super busy, he will still try to teach us nephrology knowledge. Deanne is very thoughtful in his clinical decision-making. He is a lifelong learner. He brightens up the room as well. Where to start with the always smiling Deanne? Yes, we can even tell under the mask. He is very invested in his patients and is so eager to learn in every situation. He is thorough and quick with all of his work. As you can tell, Deanne has made quite an impact here at CHAM. And once again, in the words of his co-resident, he's perfect, gonna miss him next year, as he heads to Norton Children's Hospital, University of Louisville, to be a pediatric nephrologist. Thank you and congratulations, Deanne. Dr. Katie Georgiadis graduated from Drexel University College of Medicine and crossed over the Hudson River to join us in the Bronx. Katie has a conscientious and compassionate approach to patient care and invests heavily in the quality of her work. She was described by a NICU attending as enthusiastic, organized, efficient, and a great team player. Her primary care clinic preceptor states, she has an excellent rapport with families and children. Patients have highlighted her friendly, professional, respectful manner and how they feel comfortable and treated well. We know that the kids of Connecticut are incredibly lucky to get this warm, compassionate pediatrician. Katie will be joining Stanford Pediatrics Associates. Thank you and congratulations, Katie. Dr. Josh Gorlick graduated from Albert Einstein College of Medicine, and we were delighted that he chose to train here with us at CHAM. From the very beginning, he was recognized for his ability to remain calm and collected even under stress. As a senior resident, he has garnered consistent praise as a team leader who is able to flex his style to meet the needs of his patients and his team members, and that sets his teammates up for success. He's the type of resident that every attending hopes will pick their field, as evidenced by this comment from our adolescent medicine colleagues. Josh is mature, thoughtful, with a lovely bedside manner. Amazing, hardworking, strong fund of knowledge, and multiple faculty commented they'd want him to come work with us as a fellow, though we know that is not his plan. He will undoubtedly be successful in whichever field he chooses. Interns love to work with Josh because they know he will provide them enough autonomy to grow, but will always support them so they never feel alone. Lucky for all of us, he will continue to do that for another year at CHAM as he stays on as a chief resident. Thank you and congratulations, Josh. Dr. Chanel Heisler could not join us tonight, but we want to sing her praises all the same. I think she's watching on Facebook Live, so that was good cheering. Chanel came to us with rave reviews from the Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine. She has more than lived up to the hype, being frequently described as a superstar leader, clinician, and mom to her amazing twin girls, Avery and Logan. One student stated she is enthusiastic, intelligent, and overall wonderful role model and inspired many of us to pursue pediatrics. We are delighted that she will be staying as a chief resident this coming year. Thank you and congratulations, Chanel. Dr. Matthew Holm came from the West Coast from the University of Washington School of Medicine to train in the social pediatrics program. Matt is known to be a thoughtful, mature, bright, and caring physician who works extraordinarily well with everyone on the team. In the words of one of our attendings, Matt is efficiently able to get at the heart of a patient interaction. He has excellent rapport with patients and their family members, building trusting relationships that form the basis of outstanding medical care. His colleagues look to him as an excellent role model for compassionate, patient-centered care, and as a physician who is also attentive to and mindful of cultural sensitivity and the issues of outside of medicine that affect the lives of our patients. In the words of some of his peers, Matt has a confidence and critical thinking that is an amazing example for everyone that gets to work with him. He is also incredibly observant and is able to offer real-time, meaningful, formative feedback. Matt has also been an exceptional researcher working with our internal medicine colleagues on improving access to medical care for justice-involved young adults. Matt is passionate about social medicine, advocacy, education, and research, and will lead our teams with that same commitment next year as the Social Pediatrics Chief Resident. Thank you and congratulations, Matt. Dr. Andrea Kablanian came up from DC's George Washington University's Medical School to join us at CHAM. Andrea is well known for her infectious energy, caring attitude, and efficiency. She was a remarkable senior who modeled amazing behavior by doing it, not just by telling someone how to do it. She has excellent leadership skills and is very well liked and appreciated by the nursing staff as well. Her interns say she always lights up the room and keeps things lighthearted even when swamped with work. They also appreciate her excellent advocacy for patients and for her interns. Although we wish she would stay in the Bronx, we are delighted that she is pursuing a fellowship in child abuse pediatrics at UCLA Harbor. Thank you and congratulations, Andrea. Dr. Susan Kim joined our CHAM team from the University of Washington School of Medicine, and we are thrilled she made that cross-country journey. Everyone who has worked with her has been impressed by her incredible fund of knowledge and excellent clinical skills. She is also a fantastic communicator, both at the bedside and with the interprofessional team. She has been a fantastic mentor and coach for our interns, acting interns, and third-year students who all felt challenged yet supported. Her peers describe her this way: Susan is an extremely thorough and detail-oriented resident with a great fund of medical knowledge who stays very calm under pressure. Her research skills won her an award at the CHAM Pediatric Research Day this year, and she has made wonderful contributions to the program as co-chair of the Wellness Committee. We are very happy she won't be going too far away as she pursues fellowship in neonatology at Kravis Children's Hospital, Mount Sinai. Thank you and congratulations, Susan. Dr. Michael Luke came to the Social Pediatrics program from the Zucker School of Medicine at Hofstra Northwell. During residency, he has been an outstanding clinician who, in the words of one of our nurses, is knowledgeable, caring, and intelligent. He is described as a dynamic, well-rounded pediatric resident with a solid pediatric fund of knowledge. He communicates calmly, clearly, and effectively with patients and families, and is able to de-escalate complex situations. He has been a leader in the many roles he has taken on during residency, including being co-chair of the Leader Committee at CHAM, where he has developed resident curricula on diversity, equity, and inclusion, and on the social determinants of health. In addition, he has been able to grow his research skills in several different initiatives implementing social needs screening in the inpatient setting. Perhaps one of his colleagues summarizes him best. Somehow, despite our 80-hour work weeks, Michael has truly elevated the pediatrics residency with his numerous research projects and extracurricular initiatives focused on both health equity and anti-racism. He not only leads these initiatives and puts in thoughtful research, but also encourages others to get involved. Michael is a great mentor, teacher, researcher, and leader. We could not agree more. Michael will be starting a hospital medicine fellowship at the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. Thank you and congratulations, Michael. Dr. Jennifer Mena came to the Social Pediatrics program from the University of Pittsburgh School of Medicine. Jen is an organized pediatrician who is known to be an outstanding patient advocate. She is caring, diligent, compassionate, and is often described to have a calm and gentle approach with her patients. In the words of one of our hospitalists, Jen is empathetic, wonderful at communicating with families, and great at summarizing plans and making the team stay organized to ensure we don't miss anything. Her peers look up to her as a thoughtful physician who is always thinking of things in a different way and creating a safe environment for her interns and co-residents to learn, ask questions, confront their mistakes, and reflect. Jen has also been an exceptional researcher working alongside her colleague, Dr. Missy Cardillo, on a research project examining the social needs screening in our general pediatric practice in the time of COVID. We can't say it any better than one of her peers did with this comment. Jen is inspiring. We are so fortunate and grateful that Jen will be staying with us as a pediatric attending at Bronx Health Collective, part of Montefiore Medical Center. Thank you and congratulations, Jennifer. Dr. Dana Nugent didn't have to go far to get to CHAM after graduating from Columbia University Vagelos College of Physicians and Surgeons. Dana has been a stellar resident who is smart, organized, and decisive. This comment from one of our neonatologists is quite representative. She was efficient, organized, and took true ownership of her patients. Her calm demeanor and quiet confidence was greatly appreciated, particularly when the unit's census and acuity increased. One of her patients was especially complicated, and her attention to detail was critical to the baby's stabilization. It's not just her attendings that say things like, "It is a privilege to work with Dr. Nugent," but also the medical students. One student wrote this of Dana: "Dr. Nugent was just perfect. She took great care of everyone on the team, including the residents, students, and patients. She knew what was going on with each case and was a great resource for all of us in working through our differentials and presenting on rounds. She looked over our notes and gave us very helpful feedback, and she gave positive reinforcement all the time. She also approached each day with a smile and an enthusiastic attitude. 10 out of 10 would recommend." With reviews like that, it's no surprise that she will be staying on as a chief resident. Thank you and congratulations, Dana. Dr. Donnie Schwab didn't have to come far from New York Medical College to become a part of CHAM. Donnie's outstanding clinical capabilities and leadership skills have been highlighted by all who work with him. One of our hospital medicine attendings commented, "Great at tailoring individual plans for each patient. He is wonderful at explaining a patient's diagnosis, the medical team's thoughts, and their next steps to families." One particularly demanding PICU attending described Donnie as diligent and thorough, good with patients and parents alike, has a great understanding of physiology. Additionally, he is highly regarded by junior residents, interns, and students. An astute medical student observed, "He really encourages his team to make well-informed decisions and be proactive about learning. He is so kind and fun with patients, and parents love working with him." To top it off, Donnie also became a proud parent of Asher during residency. All of these attributes will serve him well as a pediatric cardiology fellow at the Cleveland Clinic. Thank you and congratulations, Donnie. Dr. Naomi Schwartz knew the ins and outs of CHAM prior to starting residency, having graduated from Albert Einstein College of Medicine. Smart, capable, and effective are just a few words we have to describe Naomi. Throughout her residency, she has been a tireless advocate for both her patients and her co-residents. Not surprisingly, considering her career interest, Naomi has excelled in continuity clinic, with her preceptor saying this: "Dr. Schwartz is an exceptional primary care physician. She has great communication skills, takes thorough histories, and uses patient-friendly language. She develops great rapport with her patients and staff at the clinic. She is thoughtful about diagnoses and management plans. She is always professional, goes above and beyond for her patients, and to help out when other residents are running behind." She takes the medical students under her wing, with one mentioning that Naomi set a fantastic example on how to be an effective leader as a pediatric resident. She was dedicated to patient care, an effective teacher who provided excellent feedback, and a supportive leader. Naomi won't be going far, joining Caremount Pediatrics and Mount Kisco as a general pediatrician. Thank you and congratulations, Naomi. Dr. Frances Shee graduated from SUNY Downstate Medical Center College of Medicine, and we could not be luckier that she came to CHAM. Over the past 3 years, we have received many comments from faculty about her stellar performance, and this one from her continuity preceptor is quite representative. It has been an absolute pleasure precepting Frances in continuity clinic and watching her flourish and spread her wings as a future general pediatrician. She always has a positive attitude and is an excellent team player. Multiple attendings have commented on her self-motivation, self-direction, and competency, all skills and traits that enable her to work independently with the trust of her preceptors. Her knowledge and skills have grown tremendously over each passing time period, and it is always a great experience to work with her and teach her. She is very diligent about following up on lab results from clinic and discussing it with her preceptors, and always follows up with families. This is truly a standout among the residents. I could spend many more minutes up here reading the glowing comments from her peers, but we'll keep it short with this one. I cannot emphasize enough how incredible it was to learn from her and to have her as my senior. Frances's future colleagues have no idea how fortunate they are to be working with her at Pediatric Associates at NYU. Thank you and congratulations, Frances. Dr. Ye's son came to CHAM after graduating from University of Connecticut School of Medicine. Ye is a triple threat of a resident, excelling as a clinician, educator, and a researcher. From the start of intern year, Ye has been described as an intelligent, thorough, yet efficient, insightful, curious, and professional resident with phenomenal communication skills. Her continuity clinic preceptor was impressed by her ability to coordinate care for complex patients, reaching out to subspecialists as needed to provide comprehensive and family-centered care. Her peers gush about her, with one saying, "Ye is an unassuming rock star of a resident. At first meeting, she seems reserved, but as soon as you start talking about patients, you get to see that she is one of the most knowledgeable, confident residents you may have worked with. She has an excellent knowledge base and advocates strongly for her patients." Medical students have found her to be a great role model, and she has earned a Teaching Star commendation from Einstein. Ye has also found the time to become an accomplished researcher, presenting her work on asthma at both the Pediatric Academic Society's meeting and the American Thoracic Society conference. Boston Children's is certainly lucky to be getting this phenomenal resident to be a fellow in pediatric pulmonology. Thank you and congratulations, Ye. Dr. Radhika Yashish Parikh moved to the East Coast for residency after graduating from the University of Cincinnati College of Medicine. Her intelligence and leadership skills have been highlighted by all who have worked with her. One of our oncologists appreciated the way that Radhika led their team, commenting, "She's an exceptionally efficient senior and gifted leader of a team." The interns on our team performed at high level, in large part because of her behind-the-scenes efforts. She has strong clinical skills and a breadth and a depth of knowledge that shines when she teaches on rounds. She's a great communicator and remains calm under pressure, and in the words of one of our hospitalists, exudes professionalism and compassion in medicine. Medical students agree, with one writing that Radhika truly went above and beyond for her patients overnight and was such a great mentor to have. She was so patient with me as a student and always answered my questions. Her QI project on documenting social determinants of health in her continuity clinic has already made an impact on our practice. We are thrilled to see what Radhika will accomplish in the next stage of her career as she heads to NYU for fellowship in academic general pediatrics. Thank you and congratulations, Radhika. Thank you all for joining us tonight. We are also fortunate to know this phenomenal group of pediatricians. While they are graduating from our program, they will always be part of our family, and we cannot wait to see all of the things they do, the kids they care for, and the change they make around the world. Please join us for a very loud round of applause for the CHAM resident class of 2022. So we've now been requested to go inside so they can take our dinner orders. And after we do that very important part of the evening, we should take our resident picture.